Yes, people, it's me, it's Obley, and today I'm bringing you the Soul Hunters Mythic Frosty K POV little walkthrough. Not necessarily the best log that I've ever done, but realistically, I try my best, and you'll get to learn a little bit of something just from that. So here, you want to open up on Dark Sorrow. Now, opening up on Dark Sorrow is good because you can position Dark Sorrow in the middle of both of these, whereas you can't move Duskblaze. But realistically, you're having a great time if you do manage to have everything stacked up on Verse, which realistically shouldn't be actually hard to do. Avoiding the eye beam because it doesn't kill you, but it certainly isn't nice to be in. So you want to get out of that. Now, positioning is very key. You want to make sure that you're positioning yourself so that your Frost Scythe and Breath can both cleave. Because Glacial Advance, you do want that to cleave as well, but it's a skinny line. It's too difficult to really get like every single hit done. So if you have to focus on one thing, focus on Frost Scythe positioning instead. Now, here it's very vital that you want to save. You don't really want to save your cooldowns because you can actually do your cooldowns pretty much on cooldown. But if there is a moment where you can hit everything with Wave of Souls, like if one of the bosses jumps away, then just give it a sec, wait for everything to be positioned. But generally speaking, using your cooldowns on cooldown is fine. Oh, see, I got hit by that there. Couldn't do anything to get out of it. No, I could have Death's Advance. No, I didn't. Anyway, moving on here. It's quite annoying because it's almost like there's two targets as opposed to three most of the time. But after this first line, she does come back. But when it's that case, see, I've got my talents in the description, and you can see that I'm running like Frost Reaper, and that's for the scenarios where it's two targets, because then you go back to hitting Obliterate, because it's not going to be very often that you're always having your burst up, and it's only when you have your burst up that doing Frost Scythe would actually be a better global. But this is a really nice moment here, just fucking slamming, having all cooldowns, Nether Prism finally stacked up enough. If I'd have cast my cooldowns probably a little bit quicker, I might have been able to get a bit more breath uptime, but honestly, I'm happy with the uptime that I did get. I mean, we are doing pretty decently on DPS here. This pull is kind of annoying because I started off, I was doing fucking great, but then I realised that we really need to lock in with the mechanics here, and I kind of had to suffer some DPS to do that. So like here, I'm focusing on just soaking as much as I can with AMS as opposed to actually doing damage. Now thinking about it, probably didn't need to, but you can soak loads of those orbs with AMS. So like here, for example, you want to target Blood Wrath, because if you target Duskblaze, then the Reaper's Mark will explode on its own and won't hit the others. Whereas if you do it on Blood Wrath here, at least you get a bit of an explosion on Alyssa Dark Sorrow. Annoyingly, it'd be really nice if everything was stacked up right now, but it ain't. But it's fine. We're not going to complain about that the whole time. It was a long night, to say the least. This is I didn't kill Soul Hunters with my guild, as in like we didn't progress it. This is like a farm kill. So everyone else knows what to do. I'm kind of learning the fight. Anyways, we have about 10 seconds before we can do another big burst. I'm having a look at the cooldowns. I'm sorry, not cooldowns. Having a look at the abilities and thinking, okay, what can get in the way of me bursting here? So the only thing is the dodge. So dodge, realistically, I should have realised that the dodge was going to and popped here instead. Here would have been much better. I've wasted some globals getting from mob to mob. Not ideal. Look out for that dodge. As soon as the dodge comes, that's when you're like, oh fuck, I could really not burst here. But we're still doing okay, all things considering. It would be nice to be at like 9 mil now, but we're just shy, and I'm not going to complain about that. But Blood Wrath is a little bit high, and we see the intermission is in 20 seconds as well, so I can get probably another pillar window off, and make sure that I hit all three of these guys with that pillar window as well, because then I get 3 stacks of the frost buff. Then I also want to try and keep an eye on my bone grinder, but right now I know that it's going to drop. It's fine, I don't really care. I just wanted to make sure I got my burst out so that I could hit all of them. By the time this finishes as well, we'll be halfway to our next cooldown window, and we'll be able to blast on all 3 of them. But here, if I get a line, I'm kind of just stopping. I'm not using any defensives when I get 1 line, but I am using defensives if there's 2. So if I get targeted and then there's a target over me, I'm not going to move. I'm just going to keep myself there, use AMS, use Icebound. You see I Icebounded there. And you're fine. You're going to be okay. It doesn't hurt that bad. As a Frost DK, actually, it's really nice. You love the pain. So here we go. You've got everything back now. This is going to be a big one. Hopefully everything can just stay stacked. I forgot if they did or not. But I do have 9 stacks of Nether Prism 2. There we go. And we procced Bone Grinder. But again, I got thwarted by the dodge. So I should have just waited for the dodge. Then we're doing okay. Now I should burst here, essentially. But it's quite difficult because you have to fucking move out for this line and burst at the same time. But I guess the good part about bursting before is that doing that line, I didn't have to walk away from the mobs. There's quite a lot of melee in our group, so that specific area where the melee soak is quite populated. Okay. We have the dodge again. Realistically, as a melee, this fight is pretty free. You don't really do a lot. You kind of just make yourself put yourself in a position where you can cleave everything and just dodge the dodge. And that's it. Soak this, dodge the dodge. That's that. I'm going out a little bit too much, you know. I'm trying to buy space for my team, but by doing that, I am sacrificing damage. It's not good. I don't need to be doing that. But we have a lot of damage anyway, and I'm pretty happy with my positioning in terms of the damage. I'd like to be a little bit higher. I think I finished this log on like a 50. It's pretty fucking shit. But first time I killed this, and it was a long, long evening. Procs were not particularly on my side here. Also, the boss HP, like so shit, because now I've got breath back, and we have to sit here and just avoid the boss. As time goes on, oh fucking hell, the squeak on that chair. As time goes on, and as you kill this boss faster, the DPS will go up and up and up so much to the point where if you can get that last breath off before these guys are dead, or before this guy does his metamorphosis, sorry, not before he's dead. Obviously get the breath off before he dies, that's great. But you see when it comes down, they're just going to be so spread. It's going to be so difficult to actually get like a nice breath cleave on all of them. But I'm looking for anything that I can potentially cleave onto, and I'm also looking for the high health mob. They said focus Dark Sorrow, and then they said don't focus Dark Sorrow, go on the Blood Wrath. Blood Wrath. So now I finally get to do that breath burst, and pretty much everything's dead. So it's kind of sad, really poor timing as well. If we just had like maybe a bit more HP to work with here, a bit more cleave, could have gone from like 7.5 maybe up to like 8, but let's pause it there. Yeah, so that's how you do Soul Hunters on Mythic as a Frost DK. Honestly, it's just repeating the dodge and then soaking that one line, then dodge and soaking that one line. You can disadvance the pushback in that first intermission phase and AMS all of the orbs. You just pick your place, you just sit there. Don't go too far away from your friends because you're chained up, so obviously you don't want to hurt them. And then in that second intermission, you are invincible. 2 lines with a defensive you can soak. So if it's your own and somebody else's, easy soak that with the defensive. But then 3 is like, you might die. And then that last intermission phase, doesn't matter. You're either moving or you're not. No, you're either outranging it or you're doing DPS. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with more DK content. I hope you're enjoying the raid boss walkthroughs, because this is, I wanted to do something like this last tier, but it kind of didn't really work out. Last tier was kind of shit as well, whereas this tier, I'm having a good time this tier. I'm enjoying it. But thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next one. Goodbye now.